Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you very much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. And we're doing these pretty cards today. Really pleased with how these turned out. And I'm using a combination of 20 ink colours. So we've got cinnamon, cider and just jade in the card bases there, and coming through on the sentiments and things. Okay, but combining it with some of the base colours too. We've got the new Encircled in Beauty dies, which cut out these wonderful doilies in a variety of designs. And then I've got Forever Fern, which is sort of an old favourite from last year's annual catalogue, and that's carried on through. Love leaves, they're very, very versatile. Great for men or women, to be honest. And you know what? Even with the pearls on, I would say you could probably get away with giving these to a guy as well, with that nice neutral palette. Okay, so we're going to spin things up again, do a different colour. So we're going to bring in Bumblebee, which is another one of those ink colours from last year, and we're going to mix up the colours as you'll see in a moment. Okay, so like I say, I'm using Bumblebee for my card base. So I've kind of figured that we could go with a more autumnal. I've just got an extra scrap there just in case I needed it. An extra sort of autumnal kind of look. So to go with the Bumblebee, I'm going to bring in Pumpkin Pie and Cajun Craze. So the oranges and these in particular I don't see in use a lot, and they tend to only come out at autumn time and stuff because that's what they lend themselves to. But let's give them a showcase for now. They are really lovely colours, it's just that they are, I don't know, I think they just kind of get put into a bracket. But that's what we need to use them for. So just like with my sample cards, I'm going to use the darker colour, which in this case is the Cajun Craze. So I'm going to get that inked up. They are distinctive stamps, so just look carefully. It may not look like they're very well inked, but in actual fact they are. So I'm hoping to try and get these onto the same piece of cardstock, but I don't know whether I will or not. So let's get that pressed into place. Just firm, even pressure over there. Okay, aren't they beautiful? The way the stamps are designed to give you that extra definition is just absolutely brilliant. And then I've got Pumpkin Pie for the other one. Oh, it's a good job that's clean, isn't it? Might squeeze that in there. Being very frugal, aren't I? Of course, you know, you don't have to be this frugal. I'm just trying to make the most of my cardstock scraps, really. Okay, really beautiful. Such a lovely, lovely combination of colours. And then Bumblebee's going to come through in the sentiment just like it did in the other one. So we're just going, hello. Who else is singing? I am. Is it me you're looking for? Just bringing that closer to me, just to get that stamped, just so that I can get it straight, thereabouts anyway. Right, there we go then. Right, I've got some die cutting to do. So, just got my I've got my cut and emboss ready here, and just going to bring in those what do they actually call the dies? Forever Flourishing is the die set. So you get loads of dies that coordinate with stamped images, but you also get all these additional ones as well, which is really, really cool. So those are the two coordinating dies for that. So we can get those cut out. They line up really, really easily. So if you just line it up with a couple of leaves on the sort of top and bottom. So sort of use several spots on the image, just to make sure that you're lined up okay. And then with this one, I usually go with the point and then twist it into line up with the rest of the image. So there we go. Secure those in. So we'll just run those through the cut and emboss. Straight through. And then I'll show you this Encircled in Beauty die set, which is one that I think is a little bit, just feel like it's not very prominent in the catalogue. And I think part of the reason I almost went past it was because I wasn't super hot on the stamp set it comes with. I love the dies. Okay, so the die we're using is this one. And what I did was I just cut out some, I cut them out so that I've got them in the pocket so that I can sort of tell how they're going to turn out for some of them. So these are the dies you get 2 sheets. So there's 2 dies here, so you can cut into the cardstock and then cut out the doily to give you this particular shape. Okay, then we've got a nice cute one in the centre that just cuts out as it is with the solid centre. And then we've got this one which will cut out a solid circle with this decorative edge. Same with this one, and then this guy sits in the middle there and cuts out this nice die with lovely pierced details. Okay, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies, but you can mix and match them and combine them in different ways to get the look that you want. Okay, so they're well worth a look in the catalogue. Just going to tidy those away. So this is the die that we're using. Now on the sample cards I've cut it out loose and applied it to the white layer. I'm going to do something slightly different with this one. And we're going to actually cut into our base layer of our card. Well, not the card base, the background layer. Okay, so I'm going to line up the die onto the card panel where I want the piece to go, and secure that into position and run that through the die cut machine. Cuts really easily. I do tend to roll through forwards and then bring it all the way back again, and that way everything sort of gets double cut, if you like, so that we just make sure, particularly with the detailed dies, that they get that everything goes through. So I'm just going to take off my little bit of washi tape there, lift up the die, and I find that a lot of the time the pieces are held in the die. There's not many to poke out of it. Sorry, held in the paper, I should say. And then we can just poke out anything that's left into the actual die itself. And we can lift away our negative. Now normally that would have been the scrap, but we're keeping it. Okay, and then we can just lift off our pretty doily from here. And what I'm going to do is just press some of those out with my fingers. It's even easier if you're not holding on to something. Like so. So most of those will just fall out without much persuasion whatsoever. But the rest you can either use the die brush or the pokey tool just to get those last few out. Okay. that one's just hooked onto the rest of the cardstock. So there we go, that's all nice and done now. So it's well worthwhile doing that little bit of seeing about. So what I want to do is put this back into the place where it came from on the card. Okay, so we're going to adhere the white portion first. Just going to get my stamping seal for that. Oops. Just enough room on the edge there to get it through. Just want to make sure that there's glue around my aperture so that it doesn't lift. Okay, so it's probably a bit more tape than I would normally have used for this kind of layer. Put it into position on my card front. Like so. And we'll just reinforce the top fold. Okay, so we could put this in flat, or we could pop it up. But because we're popping up all the some of the other elements, I think that doesn't seem to be symmetrical, which is surprising. Not just me being a wally. Slightly different details in it. There we go, got it. Must just be the way it cuts. Interesting. Okay, let's put some adhesive on that. I've just picked up my old one by accident, but it doesn't really matter, it's the same stuff, just in a different cartridge. There we go. I'm going to put that into position like that. So because it's adhered on around the centre, you can sort of lift this a bit and give it a bit of dimension as well. And then we can just add in our little leaf details. I found it fitted better if I cut off the stalks. Depends on your layout, I guess, but that was what I found worked the best. And again, I'm only going to secure these at the base so that they've still got a bit of movement to them, which I think is nice. And I want this to really drape across the bottom. This one to come in at the side. And then the join is going to be covered by our sentiment, which I'm just going to snip down. So I'm just going to use the my scissors and just eyeball sort of the blade width from the centre there. Doesn't matter if it's not straight, I'm just going for something really nice and rustic looking. Great big blob of glue on there just to make sure that sticks across all those layers. I still want it to be straight though, so there we go. And then because we've gone for the warm tones, I'm going to use the gold metallic gems. Get my pick tool. These metallic gems, you get pearls even. You get a sheet of silver and a sheet of gold in the packet, and that's how big they are. There's I don't think I've got the original packaging, but you get loads of them on there. It's got to be a couple hundred. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. That's 12 by 12. 144. So you get loads on the sheet. But I got 2 packets, and I kept all. I've put the gold ones together and put the silver ones together. So that's why they're looking like that. But you get one of each. You get the gold and the silver, and they could be the silver ones in particular. You could add colour to if you wanted to as well. Okay, love it. I really love it. I think that is so pretty. I really like that. So we've got 3 different sort of feelings on these cards. I think sort of autumnal and springtime and everything in between. I like the cutout on the on this one. As I was just slightly surprised it didn't fit so well. I just don't know. I don't know why that would be. Maybe I'll play with that again off camera and just see why that's the case. But either way, whether you decide to just use the cardstock to bring out the colour, or you can apply colour with a sponge or something like that, or even just die cut it out of colour cardstock, so you could get that effect that way. Alright, so there you have it. Hope you've enjoyed that, and give it a go. Check out those Encircled and Beauty dies. They're really cute. And yeah, all the links will be in the description bar below, and I'll see you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.